Welcome to the Edge After Dark. So, I have four women here who are going to quickly introduce themselves, and then we're going to tell you all about what the Edge After Dark is. Sharita, tell us about you and where you're from.
Hello, I am Sharita Sutton. I am from Atlanta, Georgia, and I am joining in tonight to chime in and talk about these men after dark. And I work in post-secondary education. I also I'm an author and a life coach.
Thank you and welcome to the panel. This is our first launch of the Edge After Dark, which is just summarizing and telling your thoughts as women about the men that we just saw on the men, what men want. How about you, Donna?
Well, my name is Donna Gay. I'm from Jamaica. I am currently, I'm an administrator for a well-known company in Jamaica. I, I, there's really not much I say about myself because I prefer to watch first. But these men tonight, I don't think they were honest. They were holding back. I still don't get what they want. They're just talking circles, to be honest.
Oh, wow. So we're going to dig into that a little bit, Donna. Thank you for joining the panel. And then we have Frederica and Kimberly. And Frederica was here, known as Nikita, on the What Do Women Want show. And we didn't have the Edge After Dark, so we just came up with this. So tell us about yourselves, ladies.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Harvey. I'm from Portmore, Jamaica. I am a lab tech cashier. I like having fun and just talking. I love to talk because I rather talk and kill it with the talking than it stay in my mind and it kills me. So I like the fact that some of the things that they said was open enough, but quote unquote enough. But the one that said that he's a freak and he's down for anything.
Antonio,
hey. Yes, he was honest enough to give you a gist of what men naturally are because they're physical creatures, they're hunters. So as much as they want to play it down and be like, oh, I pray before I eat my meals and, I'm God's gift and I treasure her. A lot of them, they just want to they're tearing us up with the eyes and they be like, Lord, let me just calm myself down. Hi, good morning. No, I'm Antonio. I'm a good man. I just want to talk to you and get to know you. But they just want to tell us, yo, baby, but just want, yeah. So it's there and they couldn't let it out some more. They think they know what they want and they have an idea, but a lot of times they are truly afraid to say it to us because they're afraid of us shutting them down or what we may think of them. That's my opinion.
Okay. And Nikita, Frederica?
I am Nikita. I am the executive assistant of Panoramic Janitorial Sales and Service. I think these men did a lousy job. I think the women, the last turn, they really explained what they really wanted from a man. They were specific. These men just keep going around and around and around, and no one wants to play the bad guy. So they sit and they say the same thing and they agree with everything that the other one says just to keep safe. I think it was just a safe conversation. I mean, with the women, the first thing, the target, sex. I was looking for that. And everyone knows that men want good sex. That is the first thing that they want. Everything is physical for them in the first couple seconds or minutes of you meeting them. They think, oh, you look outside your clothes. So get to it. Let us know. We already know that that's what's in your head. So just let it out.
Okay, so thank you, women. And we have Danielle joining us. Danielle, hi, welcome to the panel. How are you?
I'm doing well. I realized I was so late. First, I was extra early, then no, I'm late.
No, just tell us about yourself. Where are you from?
I am from Miami, Florida. I am a teacher. I teach at a charter school, K through 8, and 9 through 12, 2 charter schools. I have 2 kids, ages 10 and 7. And I'm married. What a man wants, right?
What a man wants. So give us your take on the guys tonight. Were they real? Anyone stands out to you?
You said who?
Tell us about your thoughts on the show tonight. And did anyone specific stand out?
For some reason, I don't know, I couldn't get the show. And then I realized I was on Caribbean Kids and not the Caribbean Edge.
So did you watch the show?
When you told me to get on, I couldn't find it.
Okay, all right then.
All
right, so ladies that did watch the show, tell us anyone in particular stood out to you for good or bad reasons?
Well, I think that Chris attempted to get a little more transparent, but he still kind of played it safe. Like, I really liked when he made it clear that, you know, just be ready to get down at any given point. You know, you can be cooking or pretending to clean, and I might just come and get it started. I appreciated the fact that he at least just said, you know, stay ready. I think he did try to be as real as possible. Like the other lady said, the other guys played it safe, kind of talking in circles, kind of kept repeating the same thing. The Kylan was the one that just went ahead and said good sex and finally put it out there that's what men want, is some good sex. So I definitely agree. They played it safe. They said the safe things, but I also think that they said certain things that women don't necessarily, I think we hear it, but we don't always know how to actually do it. When they were like, you know, whatever you were doing when we were dating, when we really get together seriously, keep doing that. Keep seeing your friends, keep hanging out, keep having your own separate life. And I do, even, you know, as a young woman myself, I know that in my most recent relationship, my current relationship, honestly, it's probably the first time I can say that I have still maintained a lot of balance in my own personal life, because you do sometimes, I think as women, when we get in relationships, we just kind of drop everything and just put all of our energy and focus on the dude. And I do believe we become overbearing. So I do appreciate, I think it was Xavier that brought that point out. Like, do your own thing and don't just make everything about me just because we've gotten into this relationship.
But they also want someone who supports them and who's there for them, right? Now, if you're asking me to support you and be there for you, and you keep having stuff coming up, then it leaves little time for me to have some time for myself. And when I have some time for myself and I'm going out with my girls, you have an issue with it because of the way I dress and saying I'm going out to meet a man. So, like, what do you want?
So I know one of the things they said is balance, right? Because Sharita, I did like that point, because I'm a woman that has been single for a long time. And so I like my personal space. I'm not that woman that's out there doing hair and all that stuff. Some women are, most women are. But I'm out there doing my sports thing. And if I'm getting up to play ball at 7:30 in the morning, I don't want you moaning and groaning. If I dress a certain way as well, Kimberly, you met me that way, I'm still hot and sexy, I maintain myself to that level, then do not try to change me for that. So some good points came out of this show as well. Donna, I think you were going to say something.
In regards to staying ready, the lady before her comment, men have to understand that we don't just stay ready. We cannot stay ready if you're not creating that environment for us to be ready. Not because I'm there about to cook or clean means that I'm ready or whatever, because you don't create that environment that makes me want to be ready. And, you know, men are selfish, and women need to learn how to be selfish. We give too much too early in relationships, and then we end up losing ourselves. And then we blame the man when it is really our fault, because they don't really give up anything, you know. And the only time they do give up something, it is when it is beneficial to them. As the relationship starts, as a woman should drop her friends, first thing, which don't make any sense. Keep your friendship, because you're not giving up any of your friends. They say bros before hoes, or something to that effect. Women need to come up with a slang like that. And sisters before Dixters or whatever, but find a way out. We can't keep pushing everything to men. I don't understand it.
Sisters before,
I'm so
sisters
over them.
before.
I'm so over them, to be honest.
Donna, take a pause. Sisters before Dixters? Maybe you're
Yeah,
gonna start a
hashtag it.
trend with that one, right?
Hashtag it.
Did you just make that up, or there really is a saying like that out there?
Yes, there is a saying like that, bros before hoes. So that means their friendships come before women.
Okay.
But
And
she
Nikita
did
is,
make up sisters before Dixters. So she needs
Yeah.
to hashtag that.
I know. It's a new thing now for women. Women everywhere are going to be saying that one. So thank you everyone else that has tuned in again just to check out The Edge After Dark. Neil, thanks again. He says everyone was acting like they were auditioning for The Bachelor. So the women here agree with you on that. David Muir, thanks so much for tuning in. And he said, as I said earlier, too many generalizations. I understand why, but men aren't all the same. So it's too wild to hear what men are when we all don't fit the same glove. Great point, David. And you need to come on this show and talk about relationships soon. Sandra says these were some baby boys. Wow. And Miss says these men are still figuring out what they want in whatever relationships they seem to be in. Not one mentioned marriage. And Neil agrees with her. That's factual. And Julianne says, well, maybe none of them wanted marriage. So some good points from the audience as well. Neil says, Mish, they seem a little bit inexperienced and well-versed in what men want. They need some years, LOL. Anything that the viewers are saying, you agree with, disagree with, expand on?
Oh, no, I agree with the viewers. They were very guarded. Nothing was straightforward. They didn't say, all right, I want a woman, even though we're not like that anymore, to say, I want a woman that wash, cook, and clean, and they're behind me 100%. Be my cheerleader right through. None of them said that. They were just vague, and I really don't think any of them know what they want. They're just saying stuff that we may think. Because even when they brought up the topic of sex, if women were to be honest and stop being like their cheerleaders and stop massaging their egos, sexually men are trash. Most times it's trash. We don't tell them because we're trying to protect their feelings, but it's trash.
Really? Why you say that?
You know how many women don't experience climax?
Yeah,
Yeah, but then
That is true. That is true. You have a lot of times you're dead here and you have to be like, oh God. And in your mind you're like,
Get off.
5 more minutes. I have
I
to
think maybe I'm not polite enough.
laundry. I think the kids them need lunch for tomorrow. What am I gonna wear? So it's like sometimes your mind is just not there. And for us, we have to be like, all right, just give him 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes. And in our mind, I'm like, okay, we're gonna do this quick. Bam, set. Just to motivate them. And a lot of times it's us being selfless to stroke them. Now, if they were smart enough, if they were experienced enough, if a lot of us tell them to their faces, look here, start over, and also you do it, they'll be like, babe, what you mean? So you mean, may I tell you, start over?
Yes, Kim.
And then they're hurt when they say, they must say, a long time I do this.
Yes.
I'm grown. I've been doing this a long time. I know how to put it. I'm gonna say, no, Papa, and also you put it down. I'm gonna show you how to put it down on me. Because what works for Donna Gay, what works for Sharika is not going to work for Kim. It's not going to work for Nikki. Some of us, some you have to take your time. You have to kiss. You have to pat. You have to pet. Others, you have to say the things and set the environment, like what Donna Gay said. If you don't put us in the environment, our minds are not going to be there. And once this is not there, this may be here physically, but this is elsewhere. This is 5 different places. So you're telling me that, I want a girl that can put it down, she's a freak. Or and the other one say, oh, I want her to be ratchet and just ready. Did you put the whip on the bed to make me ratchet? Did you put an underwear that has no crotch on the bed to suggest me to be ratchet? Did you make sure that the whole house was clean enough so when I come home, I'm not thinking about the dirty house and I saw playing games and I saw a bathtub ready for me to go in to be intimate with you, or you can't even put the pieces brick by brick for me to find them. It's like a puzzle, it's a game. Put us there. Come on, like let us be with you mentally.
Oh wow.
Men are selective when they want to be ratchet, because then they'll say, oh, they don't like black women because we're too boisterous or we're too ratchet. So I was surprised when he said he wanted a woman that is ratchet. But I can promise you, you only want the ratchetness in the bed. She should be the loud, exciting woman.
I'm gonna correct that.
He doesn't want that.
I know him personally, and he can handle a tough person. We haven't dated. He's actually, the Kylan is like my brother, and he has strong women around him. He can handle strong women. So when he said he wants somebody ratchet, he probably 100% can take it all the way around. And so listening to you ladies just makes me realize that I think a lot of times we just with the wrong fit. Because I think when you're with somebody you're comfortable with, you can talk. Like, I'm grateful I don't share Kimberly's and Donna's experience of the countdown. Let me give him 10 more minutes type thing, because as an adult, when I've been in a relationship, I'm a talker. I will talk forever. But I'm also very blunt, very real, and it doesn't matter who you are. And as I've gotten older, I've gotten better with my words, but we're going to talk. And I will let you know in the middle of intimacy, that ain't it. Oh, that's cute. Let's try something else. And because that's the only way that's going to work. And I want you to feel comfortable enough to say the same thing to me.
Yeah.
But the only way we can talk comfortably in the bedroom, we got to learn how to talk comfortably everywhere else. So.
Okay, so let me just say a few things from the viewers. All great points, ladies. Thank you. Antonia says, I'm a grown man, Sandra. He also says, I need to be on camera. So he's like listening to you ladies as well. And people are saying yes. And Neely's saying that, Antonia, you actually were the closest to honesty I saw. Think you were being tactful, which is cool. And he agrees a bit. And then Julie says, Kim needs her own show. So ladies, what else? How are we wrapping this up? Tell us how you really feel about the men, and think of it too from what you as women want. Is there any like middle ground here for you guys? Anything in common?
There was a point that was made about trust. They all want someone who they trusted, and I totally am on board with that. Everyone wants someone who they can trust, but at the same time, none of them wanted us to go in the phone. If the phone rang, you ask the question. If the phone rings, can she just take up your phone and answer? And everyone just started laughing. No one said, of course, yes, take my phone. Because like, I was in a relationship, and if my phone, he could go into my phone, he could do anything, and my heart would not pump another beat because I know what I was about. But I could not have said the same thing for him. So it's always one-sided, where it has to do with women being so open, being so vulnerable, and the men continue to be so dominant. And as I said, they are the hunters. So they just feel like they should rule and they should conquer. And even just a simple thing as what Xavier had mentioned with us being adults, so we don't have to communicate to say, okay, we're in a relationship now. No, you do. Because what I'm feeling is different from what you are feeling.
Yes.
And I can leave my clothes here and you stash my clothes somewhere, and then you have a next girl coming in. So not because I'm leaving my clothes at your home and I'm coming there regularly, it means that I am the one for you and you've chosen me, because there could be many other me's around. You know, it doesn't have to be my underwear. There could be many underwears and many drawers. So we have to communicate. Yes, we're in a relationship and this is where we're headed, and both of us can be on the same lane. So they say they want communication, they want all of that, but I really don't know because they really don't practice it. It's always one-sided. Well, not always, but most times it's one-sided, because I know men who are great men. I've met men who have stood their ground, and you know, you can count on them, and they're, you know, open like a book. So yes, there are good men around. We just need to find, as Sharita says, find your niche. Yeah.
Okay.
That is true. I like that
The tr-
because sometimes we don't talk. I am a talker, but is it that you're talking to somebody that is listening? Right. Because they're hearing enough, but it's not registered in their mind. So to them, oh, she's just saying the same thing over and over. But do you know exactly what I'm saying? Is it that you're going to make the effort to make the change so that we can adjust? Like she said, the trust issue. And men, yes, they want the woman that they can trust, but can we trust you? That's the next question.
Okay, so Fran
the
Black
truth
is
is,
saying, can we stop painting all men with this broad brush? It's tiring. And someone's asking for Sharita. Camilla's asking for you to talk. And then Fran said, yes, girl, and pick up idiot man and paint all men with one brush. So,
the
Sharita,
truth
what's
is,
your take?
I feel like I do.
Well, I definitely agree. All men are not the same. I think one of the problems that you know, I've had in my past, me and my girlfriends, you know, I think too often, again, we go into stuff like full, just 100%. We go into the relationship oftentimes, every guy we date is our future husband. And they're not. They're not. Some guys are just friends, their experiences. And I think what happens is we come into these relationships and we have one thing in mind and the guy doesn't have the same thing in mind. And we do whatever, just like Donna said, we play ourselves because we go all in and they don't reciprocate it. And then it ends and we feel foolish because all men are not bad. All men are not dogs. All men don't cheat. All men don't lie. All men are not dishonest. You have to find people at the right place in the right season, and then you guys have to click. I'm in my right season. I'm with my right person. This person is completely different than the other relationships I've been in. I've been in those relationships where I am bending over backwards, and it's still not enough.
Right.
It's not enough. So it's really making sure, you know, you're meeting people and you all are really at the same season in life, and you're wanting the same thing from each other. And we got to stop rushing in having sex so quick. I know Antonio made the joke of 24 hours, but then in the end, when asked a question, he also made it clear that he's waited multiple months for the right person. You cannot just jump in privates first and then get upset when you're left behind with your private, and that's the only thing you have left because you jumped in. When we actually take some time and get to know people, again, that communication, I know what you want, you know what I want, then yeah, things can be set up and established. You can be ready. Like you said, because the mind, it'll be ready because you guys have started to connect mentally. So then physically, everything else is working in. So I just think for the most part, I think women need to slow down and we have to learn to pay attention to those unspoken signals that we see, but we ignore. Because we see them.
Yeah.
Y'all know women, all women got a third eye, all women got a sixth sense. We see it, but we're so adamant that we're gonna force or make this it because we're so ready for it.
Preach.
Just like Nikki said, Nikki, right?
Yeah.
Xavier said he don't have to say it. That's a lie. A real man will tell you when you are his lady.
You don't
Right.
have to
So
wonder. That's true.
Great
You don't have
point.
to wonder about it.
a
You
real
know
man is
for a
not gonna
fact.
leave you wondering. Yeah, a real man is
But
not gonna leave you wondering.
great point, Sharita, because I love the fact that Antonia said 24 hours. And to some degree, I don't think he was joking. But then he said, for the right woman, I waited 6 months,
Wait.
which on the women's show, if people go back and watch it, some of the women would wait or have their own waiting period, so to say. But some of the women said, oh, no, there's no waiting period, you know? So I don't know if that's a new thing for a lot of women, or maybe it's been around forever. So it's all up to the individuals whether there's a waiting period or not. How about
And
you,
the thing
Donna?
is,
I know you were saying
my
something. Go
issue
ahead.
with the waiting period is this. There are men who will stick around long enough for the sex. And that could be a 6 months, it could be a year, it could be 2 years, because he wants the sex. And as soon as he gets the sex, he's up and gone. I think if the mutual attraction is there and you want to, you go ahead. I don't think there should be a rule to say, oh yes, I have to wait 90 days or 120 days. I don't believe in that. But my thing is this, where men are where relationship is concerned. We're two opposite people, two imperfect people trying to make something perfect, trying to make something work. It's not clear cut. We'll just have to decide that we want it to work. We have to be honest. Listen, I like when you do this. I don't like when you do that. And that is the thing in relationships. Nobody wants to be honest because we're trying to not hurt the person's feeling while at the same time suffering. So you're there just being miserable, not meeting each other expectations. So I just think if you want it, and what I know for a fact with men, when they want it, there's no doubt about it. You will know. They will not make you wonder about it. So if you're in a relationship and you have to wonder about it, trust me, he doesn't want you. That's not it. That's not the relationship. Because men know. And I don't know. That is why I was kind of sad that these men weren't speaking up, because I know they know what they want. They're just not telling us because we're not the one they want to tell that
Right.
this is what I want.
Okay, and Fran is calling me out. So Fran said, get it right, Dawn. Don't put a time limit. That is playing games. So let me explain that a little bit from my perspective. So for me, I don't believe in rushing into sex. I know a lot of women may look at it like you better test it out early and see if it worth the wait. And that way you can make a decision to move on. That's not me, because I like to connect with the person. So it's not per se there's a 3-month waiting period or a 2-month waiting period, but I have to connect on a mental capacity with this person as well as physically. If you're not attractive to me, I'm not going to sleep with you. If I can't connect with you mentally, which is very super attractive to me, then I just don't sleep around. I'm just not that kind of person. So I have to feel like it may not go anywhere, don't get me wrong, but I have to feel secure that I'm just not giving my body to any man out there just to test the road or whatever we want to call it. So you may have your opinion on, you're fine and it's not playing games for me. It's my standards for myself. And all women out there are going to relate to either one of us on this panel or maybe none of us on this panel, but there are women out there that want to wait until it's right. It could be a month, it could be 2 months, but it's not playing a game. It's what your standards are for yourself. Because I am not going to sleep with you within a month and then I never hear from you again. I want to know what you're about as a man. Even if you're tricking me and I don't know, I can't help that, but hopefully you're not. So just to clarify, and I know Kimberly wanted to say something, and Nikita. So we're going to wrap up this show. So tell us how you really feel, because we're going to close up soon.
Right. So 2 quick points. I understand what you're saying, and Donna, because it's the fact that a woman will look at a man, women will look at men, and they'll know instantly whether or not we'll either kiss you We either want to give it to you to sleep with you, or we actually see a future with you. We have already mentally analyzed you as a person, but then comes the process of getting to know you. And that's why dating is important. Date together, date with their friends, with your friends, see how they interact and how they move. Secondly, like you, I'm a sapiosexual. If I'm not attracted to you mentally, there is no way that you are going to even see the twins. No way. I You must be able to stimulate me, to bring out the side of me, to let me speak to you, to hear what my mind is, to let it flow, to see what my dreams and aspirations are. And a lot of women are like that. We want you to want us and to be within us. It's not just inside of our bodies, it's a temple. This is just a bonus when we give it to you. So once we're mentally connected, like what Sharifa said, once you're mentally, then the physical is easy. You're not gonna be like a key fumbling to go into the right lock. It's just gonna go in, click, unlock, and lock it when it's supposed to. So for us, we all need to date. Go out on dates. Even if it's a 30 minutes or 20 minutes lunch, brunch, probably a light dinner. It's okay, let's go have drinks, something. Let us do it as a team. And that's the effort that is needed, because at the end of the day, you can't just bum and go. Eventually you might bum and go, and when you look, the bum and go end up marry a friend down the line, and in your mind you're like, so what did I do wrong? What did she do that was better than me? And it plays on your mind. So as women, we need to date. Don't hide them from your friends, because when you see them marry your friend down the line, it makes you think, what did you do wrong?
How about you, Nikita? Any final thoughts?
What I had to add was with Xavier's situation, the long distance, it can work. There are lots of persons who say it can't, but I think it can work as long as both of you are on the same page and you guys both have, as one commenter said, there's a timeline, there's something set that you guys are looking forward to. So I think I would be great at this long distance relationships. And it's not that I just love my time and I love my space. And if I don't have to be around you, and I'm not the type to be calling to ask you where you are. Like if you go out and enjoy yourself. And when you're coming. Like you don't need to call me. You don't need to text me. And if I go out, you don't need to call me and text me. I'm fine. So it has to do with trust. You can do long distance. Just have a portfolio and ensure that both of you are on the same page and communicate regularly.
Okay. And how about you, Sharita? Any final thoughts?
I think it was a great show. I did not get to see the women, but I think it was great just to hear men talk, because women, we talk all the time. So it was nice hearing the men talk. I wish they would have been a little more transparent, but I hope that the women who were watching, I hope that we did pick up on some key points. Keep your friends, keep socializing, keep doing your life, and mesh into each other's lives and make each other a part of what you already have going on. And I think for the most part, they all said communication. So hopefully in the relationship they talk more openly than they did on the show. Because I think that's probably the biggest thing. It's, are they really talking, and are we all really talking to each other and sharing up front? And Kim, oh my goodness, she said something so key. Date. I don't think people date no more. People don't date no more. They meet, they hook up, they meet, and then they have sex. And then the girl say she got a boyfriend, and the dude say he's smashing. So people don't date anymore. So yes, like Kim, thank you. Yes, I think people need to start back dating and rehearse what that really is. But I think it was a great show. I think next time do another What Men Want, maybe with some older men and maybe some married men. I do agree with the comment that they were all kind of young and maybe not as experienced. So, and maybe they don't know what they want until you have it. Like sometimes
Right.
you don't know what you want until you have it, and you're like, oh wow, this is it. So
Okay.
maybe some married men can help better.
Trust me, the conversations will continue on the Caribbean Edge and the After Dark show as well, the Edge After Dark. Donna, any final thoughts from you? I know you have some.
Oh no, actually no. I am good. I am at peace where men are concerned. I know that they are mystical creatures, and what they want today is not what they want tomorrow. So I am just working with that, and I just continue to be mystical too. Let's see where it goes from there.
Mystical, Donna. And Nikita, I think you had something else to say. Come on, say what you have to say, and we're gonna wrap it up tonight.
I still don't understand the role that I don't remember what his name was, but he spoke about the role. I still don't understand that role. I would like him to explain what that role is that men and women play, because I really don't get it.
I think it was Decalen probably said that.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, he was the one. And guys, I have butts, I have no breasts, and I realize that a lot of you men are butt men, and I'm here and I'm single.
There you go. So thank you, ladies, for joining us and for being honest on the Edge After Dark. We so appreciate it. And it's the first show, and these conversations are going to continue on the Caribbean Edge. So thank you so much. And thank you for the viewers that have tuned into both shows or one show tonight. One love from the Caribbean Edge and the Edge After Dark. Bye, guys. Appreciate you all.